to the Made to Homeschool YouTube channel. Now, Made to Homeschool is actually a community membership for homeschool families. Our goal as content creators on there is to equip, encourage, and empower your families throughout your homeschool week. And every week we offer a different workshop hosted by one of our contributors. Today, I really want to share with you a clip from a workshop that was recently hosted by Katie from Life in the Mundane called Growing Up Homeschooled. In this clip, she shares how her mom modeled a love for learning to her and her siblings. Let's listen in.
When I looked at the most important lessons that my mom taught me, I really realized that something was sort of a key element in all three of them. And that is that my mom modeled these lessons. She taught us those lessons and she applied those lessons, or helped, rather, I should say, helped us apply those lessons to real life. And there were many lessons out there that she taught me, lessons on grammar and spelling and math, that most of it sunk in, not all of it, but most of it sunk in. But those really meaningful lessons were modeled and taught and applied. So, what are they? Well, the first is a love of learning and how to learn. Now, I almost didn't put this one in there because let's be honest, it's kind of a cliche in the homeschool circle, but it is true that if you can teach your kids a love of learning and how to learn, you really can set them up for quite a bit of success. Like I mentioned, she modeled these things. She eventually, not initially, enjoyed the process. She learned how to enjoy the process herself. And she recognized that she set the tone for our homeschooling. And you guys do too in your own homeschool. We, as moms, come to our homeschooling days tired. Sometimes we've been up all night with a kid, or we come and we're just depleted, or we don't want to do math either. But when we come to the table excited to learn and modeling that for our kids, it makes them excited. And at very least, if you're not excited, I can guarantee you they won't be either. So just remember that you set the tone for your homeschool. She also was modeled a great example of always learning herself. Even though she was tired, even though she could have just as easily turned on the TV and vegged out at the end of the day, she always at the end of the day picked up a book and was reading herself. And that stuck out to me. I remember seeing that. Like, why are you reading? Is this for a book club? Is this for something? And she's like, I just want to read. And it just made a big impact for me. And I am not always good about modeling the same thing for my kids, if we're being honest. She also did something that I don't think a lot of people do, and that's that she narrated what to do when she didn't know something. So if you have ever had a child in speech therapy, your speech therapist at some point has probably told you that you as the parent need to narrate what is happening in the day. And you need to narrate as much as possible. And it feels ridiculous if you have ever had to do it before. I've had 3 of my 6 kids have been in speech therapy. So I've had to do a lot of narrating in my life. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm saying things like, today we're going to go to the park. I need to get my socks and shoes. What should I put on first? My socks or my shoes? I think I'll put on my socks. Like, it's this whole ridiculous, you just feel crazy. You feel like Dora the Explorer. And you put on your socks and you put on your shoes and you start talking through all the things you're going to do. Well, this is the same concept, only with when you don't know something. So when we would ask my mom, hey, mom, why is da 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 da, whatever question we would ask, instead of saying, I don't know, or instead of saying, well, let me find out and I'll let you know, she'll be like, that's a very good question. Where do we think we could find the answer for that? I know, because we didn't have Google and we didn't have Alexa. So I was like, let's check the encyclopedias. And we went to the big, long library shelf of encyclopedias in our home and pulled out one, and she showed us how to find it. And we read together. And I remember that sticking out to me, of being like, she was walking us along the process. And even if it is Google, guys, now you can still walk your kids along that process of, here's how we Google something. Here's how we weed out what is an accurate source and what is not. And these are things that we can do for our kids to help model how to learn and how to find out information when you don't know.
To see the rest of this recording, you're going to want to go to madetohomeschool.com and sign up for the premium membership. The premium membership allows you to participate in a workshop every week and the live Q&As afterwards. It'll also give you our workshop library where you can go see previous workshops that have already been done. You'll also get to participate in the chat rooms, and you'll have access to a ton of other helpful resources curated by our contributors. Make sure to subscribe so that you see more workshop clips like this one in the future.